From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski. The World Health Organization has declared mpox a public health emergency of international concern. This comes as the disease, formerly known as monkeypox, spreads between several African countries, and there are concerns it could spread further. Canadian press reporter Nicole Ireland spoke with experts who say it's important for Canada to provide funding and resources to help African nations get the outbreak under control.
We're in a world where things that happen in Africa are going to happen here. So it's a matter of time before mpox becomes a greater threat in Canada if we don't sort of stamp it out at the source. And one of the analogies that the experts made is that it's like if you have a house on fire. You put out that fire in that house before it spreads to the entire village.
The Public Health Agency of Canada says it's monitoring an increase in mpox cases of a milder type in Ontario and recommends those in eligible groups get vaccinated. The White House is counting on the latest round of ceasefire talks starting tomorrow in Doha to bring an end to the Israel-Hamas war. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says reaching a deal is the only way to calm regional tensions. Canada's international trade minister is criticizing the U.S. Department of Commerce for nearly doubling duties on softwood lumber, saying the move is unfair and unwarranted.
International Trade Minister Mary Ng says the U.S. has significantly increased duties on softwood lumber from Canada, from 8.05% to 14.54%. It's the latest in a bilateral back and forth that Ottawa has described as a drag on efforts to improve the cost and supply of housing. Ng says the increase will harm consumers and producers on both sides of the border and called for a lasting resolution to this long-standing dispute. The BC Lumber Trade Council says it couldn't come at a worse time, exacerbating already challenging conditions. Kelly Malone, The Canadian Press, Washington.
The mayor of the municipality of Jasper says the plan to reopen the fire-ravaged Jasper town site will go ahead Friday as planned, but only to residents for now. Richard Ireland says residents don't want visitors intruding on their privacy as they learn about the state of their homes and businesses.
Friday will be a day of deep emotion for residents returning for the first time. And in fairness, photographs and images on television do not convey the sense of loss that would be felt in the hearts of residents when they see their homes and their town again.
The town's 5,000 residents and 20,000 more visitors to Jasper National Park were forced out on July 22nd. And the Canadian Hurricane Centre is closely monitoring Hurricane Ernesto, which is expected to intensify over the weekend as it approaches Bermuda. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, star center Austin Matthews says he's humbled after being named the new captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 26-year-old Matthews succeeds John Tavares, who had worn the C for the Maple Leafs since 2019, and is set to become a free agent next summer. The Toronto Blue Jays look to close out a sweep tonight when they take on the Los Angeles Angels in Anaheim, California. The Jays called up rookie second baseman Will Wagner for the series, and he's delivered with 5 hits over his first 2 major league games. Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime and Leylah Fernandez posted first-round wins today at the Cincinnati Open tennis tournament. And Edmonton Elks defensive lineman Sean Oakman, Hamilton Tiger Cats quarterback Taylor Powell, and the Toronto Argonauts offensive line highlight the CFL's honor roll for Week 10 of the season. From the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.